Does it taste so on that thing? Oh God, now I hear myself.
That's how you know it's good. Oh man, my mouth tastes like
Saliva?
ice cream. What? No.
What kind of saliva flavored ice cream?
Yeah. Would you even taste anything? Because it just tastes like your own mouth, right?
It would taste
I
slightly
guess,
warm and a little slimy.
I guess it tastes like just cold saliva. Hey.
I don't understand why people like lollipops so much. You're just drinking your own spit that's been flavored.
Yeah, that's why.
That's why it works. It's hot. It's ready.
Hmm.
Mm. I don't think you should be having. I don't think you should be having lollipops that are hot. Like mine, room temperature and lower.
That's what they want you to think.
Who's they?
They
Big lollipop industry.
Yeah.
I gotta. Oh, I'm behind. I gotta do group me.
Oh, Sam, you're falling apart.
I am.
Yep.
It's
Literally.
already a shit show.
Oh
No,
jeez.
it
Oh
has
gosh.
Go.
Oh Lord,
Almighty. Oh no.
Hey Cooper, did you see I added a new panel today
I did not see that.
He's taking liberties. He
I've
shouldn't
taken some
have.
creative liberties.
As a
Okay.
co-owner.
Oh, you just added Jeff Lynn's face.
No. It says something under it, and click his face.
Oh. Well, look at that. A YouTube channel.
Oh, the college dropout has no views. Damn.
Yeah.
Even Breaking Benjamin has three.
Guess how many views From Out of Nowhere has, Cooper?
How many?
41.
40 views. Ooh.
Guess how many the Kanye album has, Cooper?
Well, it just came out,
0.
Samuel. Just came out.
The people have spoken.
They like From Out of Nowhere
Everything
more
is
than
final.
The College Dropout. I'm not sure if you know your... Here, I'm going to give it a like, just to mess with the algorithm.
Apricot Princess has 47 views.
Yeah,
And that
that's
was a
way
good
more
album.
popular. And that wasn't even super new when we did it, right?
No, it'd been out for like 2 years, I think.
Yeah, so that's the outlier right there.
People dislike Apricot Princess. Can you
Yeah.
blame them?
Well, I think it's because shortly after we did that, he announced a new album.
Yeah, that's true. We were playing. Someone was Googling it and accidentally got that.
Yeah, exactly. And I don't know how people stumble across it because my parents were looking for it before and they couldn't find it. So
I don't know. You just let the algorithm decide.
yeah,
Hey, we already reviewed a Green Day album.
yeah, we did. That was the last
We
time
did.
that was on.
No, last time I was on was when we did the year review.
Oh right, because you
Yes.
just showed up for that.
But
That-
I went to tell you something, and then you told me to stay.
I said I said you could stay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was our
So
longest
you
video as well.
invited- Yeah.
The year in review.
No, the 21st Century Breakdown, which
Yeah.
makes sense. It's a long album,
It was a very long
And
album.
Matt was very excited about it.
unlike this album.
I did not talk nearly as much as the amount of notes I had, so.
You whittled it down to only gold.
Oh.
So how
So
was
whatever
your
rules
guys'
again.
day? Oh,
Oh.
my stream, my OBS finally reflects my internet speed. Finally, when I was streaming yesterday, I thought it was still at 2,000, but now it's up to 6,000.
Ooh.
Oh my goodness, speed.
Usually only need to cap it at 3K.
Huh?
Usually only need to cap it at 3K.
I'm just letting it do whatever it wants.
Hey, as long as it's running.
Master P is in the chat.
There we go. Kipo. Kipo the
My
Keep.
day's been good, Sam. What did I do? I read manga. I watched anime.
Mhm.
Wow.
I streamed at twitch.tv/Protosswarm.
But I didn't get the notification for it until you were done. I'm sorry.
Oh,
about
you
that.
did? What'd you stream?
I played some Smite, but next time I'm streaming, I'm going to be playing Hades.
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 It's by the
By
people who made Bastion.
Exactly.
Wow. I'll have to catch that stream.
Just
What's your PO box so I can mail you a subscription?
Wait, mail me a subscription?
Yes, so I can watch your videos.
Huh? Wait, why does it mail me a subscription?
Because I want to subscribe to your channel. So
Oh, okay.
I'll fill out the paperwork and then mail it
uh,
to you in 3 to 5 business years.
It's a 6'9"
Okay.
weed way.
Nice.
How often
No,
does
that's
your
the state.
magazine go out, Matt?
My magazine.
Yeah. Well, Cooper's mailing you a subscription. I want to know how often we're going to get the magazine.
Yeah, it's the magazine just printouts of clips.
It's just pictures of
Just pictures
my
from your
stream.
stream.
You have to flip it like a
With
flip
the
book.
transcript. It's like one of those flip books.
Yeah.
It's like I'm really watching it.
And it comes with a little vinyl record of the audio recording.
Oh yeah, it's got a little scratch and sniff page, and it smells just like Matt.
Oh no,
That's weird.
I don't like where this is going.
Olive oil.
Wait, that's racist.
What? No, that's not.
There
because
goes
you're
Cooper
Italian.
again. Live television.
No, it's not because
Like
you're
racist
Italian.
things.
Because you smell like olive oil.
Audio Shop is recorded in front of a live studio audience.
I mean, we're alive.
It's true. They're still in my basement.
Oh,
Huh?
I don't like that.
Also, I think he said you smell like olive oil, Matt, because you got some on your hands and then proceeded to rub it all over yourself.
That wasn't olive oil. That was canola oil.
Oh.
Okay,
my
same
bad.
difference.
They have
all
two
up-
different things.
all up and down your arms.
Yeah.
I'm not well versed in my oils.
Well, you gotta just feel the groove, man.
I don't. That has nothing to do with
In
what
the
I was
moment.
saying. Those are completely disconnected from what I was talking about.
Well, it's kind of refreshing to have, a thin layer of oil over your skin.
I've never been
Yeah.
more disgusted with you than when you did that.
I don't know. Right now, I'm pretty disgusted.
I wanted to go
Yeah.
sit in my room and cry.
You still
Oh.
can.
You already did that day, so you couldn't do it again.
Yes. You only get 2 a day.
You get 2.
You get 2.
Hmm.
Well,
This
you
was
ready to jump into to the album a little bit?
Yeah, we can. It's only been 7 minutes. We usually try and wait 10, just so people can get.
We're at
Well, you know
5
what?
views.
I don't. I think we can jump in.
We'll get in early.
I don't know,
You
Sam.
said 10.
It's breaking the... Sam, you broke the rules.
What did
Yes,
I-
that's the arbitrariness.
how did I break the rules?
Isn't
That's
Green Day all
8
about
minutes
breaking
in.
the rules?
Oh, well, yeah. I guess.
All right, let's
Maybe.
let's do a proper intro.
I guess.
Hello
Okay.
and welcome to this week's episode of the Audio Shop podcast. This week we are joined by Matt
Hi,
Good
I'm
friend.
Matt.
as we were
Good friend, Matt.
doing the new Green Day album.
You
Father
can
of
remember me
all.
from such hits as the 21st Century Breakdown review and also whatever we did in January. I already forgot what we did.
Year in review.
Yeah, that one. Yeah, I'm back because
There you
they
go.
like me,
We do like you, and you like Green Day. So
Mhm.
and I like Green Day, and this
A
is
lot.
Green Day,
And this is
father
Green
of
Day.
all motherfuckers.
hey, whoa! I only
Sam
see a
said I can
father of
swear.
all. ...
In our notes, it says quite clearly.
There was a unicorn covering that part of the album art, so I don't know what it says.
We have to keep it ambiguous enough so that when we do upload this to YouTube, they can't tell if it's. They should ban all ads on it. So
We get ads.
no, well, I'm
No.
sure they put ads on it so YouTube makes money.
Yeah, no, but this is the newest album from Green Day. This just came out. This is a fresh drop,
Hot off the presses.
hot off the presses, warm to the touch.
Warm to the Touch came out this February 7th.
There we
Yeah.
go.
There we go, 7th, February 7th.
So just a little over a week ago.
Just a
Yeah.
little over a week ago.
Just
You-
nice and clean on the palate. What?
Mhm. Well, you want to get into the history, Matt, since you typed all of this up?
Oh, yeah. I guess a little bit of review of Green Day is their American rock band formed in 1986. That's right. They're over 30 years old.
Lord. There we go.
Mostly punk rock and pop rock. They are from Oakland, California. Longtime members are Billy Joe Armstrong, vocalist and guitarist, Mike Dirnt, bass, and Trey Cool, drums. Definitely his original name.
Trey Cool. He's not just cool. He's 3 times as cool as anyone else.
Yeah, 3. They have helped make punk rock popular in the U.S. and have 85 million records sold worldwide, with 5 Grammys and a Broadway adaptation of one of their rock operas, American Idiot.
Because what says punk like a Broadway stage?
Like an opera. A little bit about Father of All Motherfuckers. This is their last album with Warner Records. And people kind of had the impression that this was going to be a throwout album, or either that or a fuck you to Warner Records, because they clearly did not. They had a mini tour before the album's release, and people were saying it was not going very well. So, and they think it was intentionally not going very well. So in my eyes, I think this album sounds more of kind of like an experiment for Green Day instead of kind of it. Some of the tracks definitely scream like "fuck you" to either Warner Records or the music industry, but this kind of feels like a garage punk kind of album, just very trying out sounds.
Definitely a different sound than 21st Century Breakdown.
Yeah, with their discography, right? So like 39 Smooth, Kerplunk, Dookie, the first 5 albums essentially were all punk rock, and then American Idiot and 21st Century Breakdown were the decade of rock opera. Took like 9 years total for both those albums to come out, and then they experimented with Uno Dos Tres, a trilogy of albums. Within like 2 years, or what was it, 3 or 4 years, they spat out 3 albums. It just like because. Well, essentially, like instead of refining, albums over 4 or 5, an album over 4 or 5 years, they just kept pumping out songs until they had a trilogy. And that we don't need to talk about that one. That one's really bad. But in 2016 came Revolution Radio, which kind of brings them back to a pop punk sound. It's a really good album. And now we're here at Father of All Motherfuckers, and this is what they described it as. This is what Billy, the lead singer, said. This record is the new soul, Motown glam, and maniac anthem. Punks, freaks, and punishers. The life and death of the party, and the lifestyle of not giving a fuck. And I really don't know what to get from all of that.
Did he release the wrong album?
I mean,
it kind of like the energy of those words kind of aligns with the album. But the actual words themselves make zero sense.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure if this is not Motown or glam.
Soul? Yeah.
Yeah, it is definitely not soul.
And I'm not sure if this is a necessarily freaky album.
It's a very strange album.
Yeah, that's.
Strange is not a word.
At least for me, when I first 2 listen-throughs of it, I kind of ended with what just happened, because I guess I'm like more concept albums better. But since this isn't a concept album, it's just an album. A lot of the songs are how to describe it? It's very different. All the songs are very different.
Not from really each other.
We'll get into that. You want to jump into
from Green Day?
It's definitely a different sound than from what I've heard with my limited exposure to them.
Jump into track number 1 then, if you all are ready.
Oh yeah, sure thing. Oh, we should note this is actually a surprisingly very short album.
Mm-hmm.
Like 25 minutes,
if that.
If even that. So if this was their throwaway album, I could see that they didn't put too much material into it. So it's definitely to the point.
There is a rumor that they're going to release another album right before their Hella Mega Tour, but that's just a rumor.
So this might be their quickies
before that's just a theory.
I don't know.
We're not going to do it.
So jumping into track number 1 then. Father of All.
Hush your mouth.
The track title.
That's me hushing you from saying the last word.
No, I mean I just copied and pasted what we have as the track title.
It's quite literally just ...
Yeah, yeah, that's the actual track title. So I'm not the biggest fan of Green Day. I'll be the first to admit it, but this one really comes out of the gate swinging. It's got really fantastic drum work that kind of steals the show for me.
You mean Trey Cool's drum work?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it does come out pretty aggressive, and with the drums coming right out, and these kind of filter vocals by Billy Joe.
Yeah,
Uh,
he's definitely singing a lot higher and with a filter over it.
Yeah, it
that's definitely
gave me a
a
nice
lot of
feeling of
Like a lot
nostalgia
higher
from
than
that.
normal.
It was very high.
Nostalgia?
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like that specific filter was used quite a lot in early 2000s, late 90s music.
a little. I can see what you mean. I'm not sure if I'm a fan of how it's applied to on this album, though. I don't know about you guys, but I feel like Billy Joel is, I don't know, at least compared to 21st Century Breakdown, I just wasn't syncing with how he was singing on this album too much.
I thought it was very fun how he was singing. He was kind of really stressing his vocal cords. Like Father of All, he's saying it consistently high, which he hasn't really done before. And I was really surprised. I thought like the filter was to cover up how high he was singing, but I listened to it live, and no, they just applied the filter for fun.
Oh, just for fun?
Yeah, like he can sing that high and it sounds good. But the more I thought, like my first listen through of this album, definitely I didn't vibe with a lot of the songs. But once I thought of it, it was more like an experiment, and it became more fun the more I realized how different it was from what they normally do.
Fair.
But anyway, back to the filter thing. So you don't like how he's applying filters to his voice?
That, and I don't know, his vocals are also very, I noticed throughout the album, they're very back in the mix. Like, which isn't, necessarily a bad thing in some bands. But I guess just from my preconceptions of going to Green Day album, I kind of expected Billy to be a little more front center than he is on this album in terms of like his vocals being out there. At points, it's almost drowned out by the instrumentation.
Yeah, I could not discern what was being said whatsoever. But
Well,
Oh, really?
for at least this song,
I think he said the word honey a couple times on this one.
He did say honey.
Personally, I felt like the mix was really well done with the instrumental lines. It's a different take on it, and if you're not saying anything important, you might as well treat your voice like another instrument, which is kind of what they did here.
Yeah, I mean it's not bad singing.
No,
I'm just I'm not sure if I liked the way it was applied as much as the previous efforts that I've heard, at least for Billy Joe.
Yeah, and I guess also I would like to bring up that they seem to have used a lot of random sounds in this album.
They've used
And
a lot of claps.
Oh, okay. The claps are consistent. That's not like a random sound. Like what I'm talking about is during the guitar solo of this song, he's clearing his throat.
I didn't even catch that.
I didn't catch that part.
There's a lot of random sounds in this album.
I did catch those.
It's kind of cool, but
I did catch those claps though, and Lord, there are so many claps.
Oh my god, they use the 2-1 clap is used like there's clapping in almost every song, but the 2-1 clap is pretty much in every.
I kind of hate it.
Yeah.
No, I
really?
hate it. I really don't like that clapping.
I like picked up on it, but I don't think it just seems like maybe they could have tried to been a bit more creative, but I don't dislike it.
I kind of took the opposite tour of what your trajectory was, Matt. I actually like this album less the more I listen to it, and I think part of it is just those claps and later that plinging piano keys.
Okay, let's stick to the format, you two. I understand you're getting excited, but you're doing the whole album at once here.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Playing piano doesn't happen a lot. Okay, there's like 3 songs.
Maybe like it was more like 5. It was at least half.
No, there's piano used. Plinging piano, no.
I only noticed piano once. I'll admit that. But I'll say the claps got on my nerves a little bit by the end of this, but I didn't think they were that bad. But track 2,
this song applies it the best, though.
Yeah, but track 2, if you guys are ready for that.
Sam. But Father of All is definitely one of those like fuck you takes on the music industry if you read the lyrics.
Yeah, I couldn't hear them at all.
I definitely did get that. I know you told me before I listened to this album that I was kind of against their distributors or whatever. So I did get that vibe from the album with them being like, yeah, screw the man.
Is there a song in particular that we might get to? Anyway, Fire Ready Aim.
Yeah, I hated the song straight out of the gate. This was a sellout song. They wrote this for the NHL theme.
Really?
Did they?
Yeah, it's a complete sellout song. It's like, well, Green Day shouldn't as Green Day shouldn't sell out, but I think that might have just been their publisher telling them to do that.
Because I mean, it's just the bad parts of Father of All repeated. The clapping comes straight back in, and it's all in the same exact time signature.
It's meant to be a theme.
It's
like
that's
not
it.
Good. So it's repetitive, like extremely repetitive.
I mean, it is. It kind of, you know what it reminds me of? And you're gonna hate this, Matt, but it reminds me of like the songs they play in like Target commercials. It's like where the kids are dancing around in like their new clothes.
Oh my lord.
Yeah, this one was not very good. Thankfully, it was short.
I do like how he's saying his voice was very throaty, like
throaty.
It was like kind of yelly, but I would describe it as throaty. Yeah, it was yelling, but like not screaming.
What yells but does not scream?
Whisper yelling.
Walks on 3 legs in the morning and 2 in the afternoon.
Your Lord of the Rings riddles. This is great.
Well, it's kind of like the voice of the guy who, like, I see skies are green, red roses too. It's kind of like that kind of voice.
Oh, Armstrong.
But not that hard.
Yeah. I'd love to hear that.
Phlegmy, I think might be the word you're looking for.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. But that's the only positive I have on the song.
Yes, the clapping was absolutely garbage on this. I hated it so much.
Like, there's so much clapping on this album. It actually kind of drove me insane by the end of it.
It reminds me of like in middle school where you just, or maybe it was even like freshman year of high school, you'd just be standing in the lunch line and then one person would start going.
Would that happen?
And then you get your friends to join in, and then suddenly everybody in the cafeteria is just clapping for no reason.
Did you live in High School Musical?
No, you just clapping like that.
No, we didn't. You.
No one did this.
I never started it.
Are you okay?
Living in a music video over here. No, but yeah, it had the claps in. I don't know, I kind of dug it the first time I listened through, but then the elements kind of got to me with the, especially with, I don't know, it's not like, I usually like the inclusion of piano in like a song, but this one's like a plingy, like it's just playing the same note over in time with the beat.
Does Fire Ready Aim have a piano?
Yeah, it's
I didn't even notice it.
I didn't hear a piano at all.
It's once you hear it, you can't not hear it.
I'll believe you.
I believe you as well. I noticed it later on, but I didn't notice it in this one.
No, it's in it.
Yeah, I'm sure it is, but I'm sure my brain just filtered it out for my sanity. Jumping on to track number 3 then, if you guys are ready.
Oh, yeah.
Yippers.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Except probably not said like that. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Like you forget your car keys.
I like the focus on the guitar work in this one. That's been really lacking up until this point. And I wish the drum, you got to give and take. You can't have super strong guitar and super strong drums. So the drums take a bit more of a backing role on this one. However, at this point, I was still wishing for kind of fast guitar work, which sadly was kind of missing on this album. There's a couple songs later on.
No, it definitely wasn't missing. At least half the songs have.
It felt lacking
guitar.
though.
They have guitar, but I don't think they like. I agree with Sam. With maybe you're saying they don't go any particularly interesting places.
Mm-hmm. The guitar work on this one's good, but it's slow and just kind of I wouldn't say plodding. What's the step above plodding?
Meandering.
Meandering, yeah. And it's a laid back thing, which is fine, but not what I was expecting. And this one particularly felt like a good starting point for a song, but like they kind of stopped making the song halfway through, but still recorded the whole thing. It just feels like the start of an idea for a completed song. Like half of it is there, and they just have to put the other half on top of it. I don't know. It just felt partial. Well, maybe that comes from a lot of these songs have pretty short run times. Like the average on this album is probably 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes. Yeah.
Yeah, 2.5, I think.
So these are some pretty lean cuts they have.
Extremely lean.
Yeah, but this song almost the oh yeah clap chorus kind of gives me a almost stadium rock feel.
Yeah, Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. uh,
um, but I did like the intro is probably the highlight of this song for me.
Yeah,
With
for
the
sure.
the
it
intro
starts off with a nice drum line, a bass line, and then the guitar at the end of the intro like switches filters at the end, and that sounded really nice. Also, I don't know if you guys heard. I think there's a synth in this song. I don't think Ready ever uses a synth.
They had a little synth in Ready Fire Ready Aim as well.
Oh really?
Yeah. I noticed
a
it was
piano
the piano
and a
keys.
synth.
Yes. The synth was much better on that song than the piano. But yeah, it's here as well, where it's kind of underneath the star, where they're singing on the chorus.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought it was an interesting use. I'm not like crazy about it, but I think it adds to the album overall. On the places it did show up. More than that damn clapping.
And I did actually, I saw they released a music video, and then there was a behind the scenes of the music video, and they said that this song was essentially about now it used to be everybody had like 15 minutes of fame when you had the stage, but now it's 15 seconds just because of
the internet.
The internet. So
wow. They really were made before the internet was, weren't they?
They were.
Man, oh, Green Day. I guess they're not teenagers anymore, huh?
Oh, please don't bring up that song. I guess we're gonna
talk about it.
We'll get to that. Jumping to track number 4 then.
Meet Me on the Roof.
Meet Me on the Roof. Oh god, it starts with the claps and the piano.
Oh, but this is like the song that best applies the piano.
Does it? It's still just plingy, like single note takes on a piano.
It's literally just in the intro though too.
Yeah, it's not that bad, and I actually appreciated the mixing on the clapping in this one. Like it was really intrusive in the first couple of songs, but this one I was like, yeah, it's actually mixed properly. And plus, who doesn't love a little good bit tambourine in there? You know,
it does have some good tambourine. I'll give it that, and I think it has a better inclusion of the guitar on this one in particular. Or at least so far in the album. It has a pretty
it's kind of like a poppy dance song.
It's very poppy.
Kind of a swing vibe, I thought, going on.
Yeah,
with the oh-ohs and the doo-la-doo-doos going on in the vocal background.
Yeah, I really like the echoes in the verses when they would echo in a higher note.
Yeah, it's surprisingly kind of squeaky clean for a Green Day. Which I honestly I wasn't against too much on the sound on this one. I thought they handled it better than I expected.
Yeah, they create a surprisingly cheery sound with strange instruments creating the cheery sound. Like you don't expect those instruments to come together and form something that's like, oh, this is a nice little tune. It's like, well, this is really hard guitar and hard bass and some really loud drums and some heavily filtered screamy vocals. It's like, but it sounds
the vocals aren't too screamy on this one.
Well, yeah, not in this one, but I'm saying like when you think Green Day, that's what you think. You don't think this.
Yeah, definitely a little more of a poppy cut on this one.
Mm-hmm. But
they don't see the F word, so you know it's a pop tune. They don't ask people to suck their hush your mouth.
No, that's later.
But that'll come up later.
I'm a big fan of that jump to the music playing through a speaker in the background. Right at the very end, did you guys pick up on that?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Gives it some nice character, like you're listening to it on
like a radio filter.
Yeah, like you're listening to it on a jukebox in a milkshake parlor.
You know, that is the vibe it's kind of going for. It's kind of a jukebox beat going on. And they do like their vocal filters on this album. But I guess that's not exactly new for Green Day, right?
It's pretty new for Green Day.
Weren't there some vocal filters on 21st Century Breakdown, or am I misremembering?
Maybe on Horseshoes and Hand Grenades, but I'm pretty sure that's the only song.
There's a lot of songs to that album, so it's hard to say.
That's a good point.
It had Axe.
Jump to track number 5. I was a teenager.
A teenager.
Oh, what a title.
What a title. This is the longest song of the album.
It's the longest song. It definitely didn't deserve to be.
And the poorest choice for the longest song.
Yes. I mean,
It feels like they're having a midlife crisis in this song.
yeah. I mean,
And
Billy
did
Joe's
you
like
guys hear it? There
48.
was crowd cheering.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I did. There were several songs on this album with crowd cheering.
I hate crowd. I think it comes from my hate of clapping in songs. So crowd cheering is just clapping like en masse.
There's only one place that I've heard it that used well. So
I think there's a little crowd cheering, or at least it was like crowd cheering, like static fuzz thing in the back of "Stab Your Heart." But this one is a little more obvious.
Mm-hmm. This one has a strong chorus, but that's really all it has going for it.
I mean, it's mostly chorus. They repeat the chorus 4 times.
Yeah.
They do. And I mean, I guess it's catchy.
It's not bad, but
I have it stuck in my head sometimes.
Well, yeah, you get it stuck in your head, and you don't hate it, but you would never select this song to play. You're like, I really want to listen to "I Was a Teenager."
This one is
This'll impress him.
This one's a really good example for the solid start to a concept that needs some more work. Like,
oh yeah, definitely.
It's got a lot of potential, but it's in a current state pretty garbage.
Because it really ties into Billy Joel is what, or
48?
Billy Joel 48 years old. Like
that.
You don't realize that, but so this is kind of like interesting to think like he's now trying to express that he used to be young and his music's still trying to be hip with it.
Yeah, this album does come off a little bit like that. I mean, I guess they've been in the game for 30 years, so it's not like they don't have skin in the game. But yeah, I was a teenager. It's like, you were long ago, Billy. And it also has a quote unquote guitar solo, but it's like just fully playing the main melody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I noticed the piano in this one. I actually liked it in this one. Just a little bit sprinkled in the background. But that was.
I mean, honestly, the
really
piano
going on.
I don't see why Cooper hates the piano so much.
I don't know.
It doesn't do anything interesting. It's just like it's them playing a single key. Like it's like also got a plingy quality to it. Like it's an out-of-tune harpsichord or something.
Geez, we might as well get rid of bass. They don't do anything.
No. Bass holds is like groundwork, right? It's foundational. Piano is just
this is being played as a foundation also. Bass is a new concept. This isn't the first time this has happened.
Piano, it's a sharp piano. It cuts through. I play piano.
And they only play it in the intro of the songs.
I don't know. I just I don't think it's a best step forward starting a song like that.
I think you need your hearing checked. But anyway.
All right, break it up, you two. Track 6 then.
Ooh, here we go.
Stab You in the Heart.
Oh boy, this is like if a Beatles song had Green Day lyrics, I guess.
It's not even. It's probably before Beatles. It's almost like
sock hop.
It's like a rockabilly.
Yeah, it's a sock hop.
It's like early Elvis, which is interesting that it's like a punk take on that. But I don't think it works, honestly.
I like it. Worked. I really like it a lot.
But you hate sock hop music, Cooper, so there's that.
It's a very doo-wop vibe. Yeah, I'm not a fan of sock hop. I've tried, but it's just too cheesy for me. I guess I kind of appreciate it's like, oh, it's that cheesy quality, but it's called Stab You in the Heart. It's about stabbing someone in the heart. But I don't know. This just I did not vibe with this song.
Yeah, and this one's an even better example of it sounds really like lighthearted, and the guitar works really good, but then you listen to each individual part and it's really grungy. It's like, how does it sound so bright yet it's all made of grunge?
Because they're playing the rockabilly riff.
The background piano.
No. And it also brings back the claps and the crowd cheering.
Oh yeah, the 2-1 clap. I didn't hear the crowd cheering in this one.
It's pretty fair in the background, so I won't complain about too much. But those claps are there. It's like
the 2-1 claps.
They did way too much. I feel like almost every other song had crowd cheering. Almost they used it quite a bit.
I only noticed it in A Teenager, and it's driving me crazy that I haven't heard it in the other songs.
It's very faint in some places, but
I only noticed
gaslighting me.
No. I only noticed it in these two.
My favorite part was the verse by Jeff Lynne. It was in there, Matt. You just missed it.
I can't believe they got Kanye to do a rap verse on one of their songs. That was awesome.
Abraham Lincoln came back and recited the Gettysburg Address in the middle. I thought it was a little bit odd, but it worked.
It worked to the narrative. But yes, so interesting take. They even have like the little doo-wop answering back vocals in there. So interesting concept. I think it failed. But
I love doo-wop though, so I think it
I
works.
really like this. It was really interesting, especially with Green Day doing it. I really like the line "daggers in my eyes and a rusty tambourine." Like that's just like what? But
I'm gonna get tinnitus.
So cool.
Well, how does a tambourine get rusty? Do you like leave it in the rain?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's got those little clicker things on it.
But why your tambourine's getting wet? You should keep them properly stored.
Because they left it outside, Cooper, or they were crying on it. They were crying over their tambourine.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. So they're gonna stab you in the heart.
Wow.
Bloody, bloody heart.
Wow. At the local sock hop.
Yep.
Yeah.
Jump into track number 7, Sugar Youth.
They were born in the 50s, right? So.
No, they were born in the 70s. They were born in early 70s.
He's in his 40s. Cooper.
I know. I was joking about them being old.
Okay.
Sugar Youth.
This one, yeah.
Track number 7, Sugar Youth.
It's got a strong start. It really got me going. Like this is the fast song that I was wanting.
This was the good punk song on the album.
This one was the most punk off.
Because Fire, Ready, Aim, and Sugar Youth were like the 2 punk songs.
Mm-hmm. And Fire, Ready, Aim is trash. So
forget about Fire, Ready, Aim. So,
but like
this one was good though.
There was no building to the chorus, but like the consistent guitar speed. Just the longer it went on, the more I was like, okay, yeah, let's do it. And then it hit the chorus, and I was like, yeah, that was a good payoff. It really was making me want the chorus to hit, and then it was extremely satisfying when it did. And it's, again, super short, but the sudden cutoff at the end, I think, is a nice bit of a change. It would have been really bad if they faded out on a 1:40 song.
Yeah, they have been doing a lot of fade outs in the previous songs.
It'd be worse if they just ended their album on a fade out.
Yeah.
Would you believe that? But no, I think I like this song. It definitely had a little more of the punk energy coming back, and I thought the chorus was pretty catchy. It's very energetic too, maybe the most energetic on the album.
Yeah,
I wouldn't say that. You would say "Take the Money and Crawl" is the most energetic.
Okay, maybe that's a little more. Maybe a little. That pops off pretty immediately.
Yeah.
What's close to it?
What's close to it?
Sugar Youth in terms of energy.
Energy, yeah. Take the Money and Run, and I think also Father of All was pretty similar in energy.
Yeah.
Not as much. The guitar is a bit more.
Oh yeah, that's fair.
Meandering.
The guitar kind of jumps all over the place on this one.
Yeah. Jump into track number 8 then, if you guys are done with Sugar Youth.
Yeah.
Sure.
Junkies on a High.
I thought this was the best placed song on the album.
How so?
Because you get a really high energy off of Stab You in the Heart, like really high energy off of Stab You in the Heart and Sugar Youth, and then it just kind of slow rolls you out, and it lets you rest.
I disagree.
Oh,
you disagree?
I thought this song was awful.
Really?
I didn't say that. I was saying that it was a best song.
I mean, I agree with that. It's kind of like the cool down before the last 2 songs.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't think the song was awful.
I actually, the more I listen to it, the more I like it.
Really?
Dude,
I just don't.
I thought
It's
it was
too
an okay
long.
song when I listened to it at first, and then as I keep listening to it, I just end up liking it more and more. But
It's
you think it's too long?
It's a slower cut, but I like Billy's vocals on it.
Yeah,
it's kind of focused more on his.
It's slow, and it doesn't. I feel like it doesn't bring much to the table. And when you're not bringing anything new to the table, 20 minutes into a 25-minute album,
this was new to the table.
I would say this is probably the newest so far in the album. I'm honestly not sure where you're coming from.
And also lyrically, this is a great song.
I mean, okay, I won't agree with that, but.
What do you mean you won't agree with it?
You said something about Kool-Aid's being my motto.
Yeah, my pride is my pornography. Kool-Aid's my motto.
What's that even mean?
It's great.
It's poetry.
It's provocative. It gets people going.
I just think there's not enough going on in this to keep me involved in the song. It feels like a little bit of a rehash of concepts that have already been brought up throughout the album.
Which concepts? I thought it was
which concepts?
Well, I didn't write down each individual specific concept here.
If you're gonna make an argument.
I didn't expect to vary so much from the consensus opinion.
Because it's a wrong opinion.
No, it's not.
Yeah, I'm siding with Matt on this one. I think it's a slower, little interesting cut. I thought it felt a little more fooled than some of the other songs previous to this one. I don't know. I thought Billy also hit some interesting notes that played well with the instrumentation on this song in particular.
I wouldn't say it's bad. I would just say, it's not a good time. If that makes sense.
That makes it sound bad. I disagree, but I guess everyone's got their own opinion.
That's what it's all about.
We actually seem to be diverging on our favorite and least favorite songs quite commonly on this album, considering how short it is.
Mm-hmm. Track number 9. Take the Money and Crawl.
Take the Money and Crawl. Now, I think we can agree. This song's pretty good.
This is a banger.
This is pretty dang good.
Okay, good.
There's so much going on. It's so dense.
Well, it's not super dense, but
I wouldn't call it dense.
Well, I just wanted to say the line.
Right.
It's actually it's like 2 minutes long. It's got like a 30-second build up. But
there's
when it does hit,
a great build up.
There's that guitar
like that
effect going on. Oh,
like a Western feeling guitar before it kind of pops off into the punk.
Mm-hmm.
I did like that very much.
The vocals coupled with screaming guitar for the melody.
Okay, let's talk about the vocals for a second. Did you guys pick up the record scratch mixed in with the held notes?
I did not.
Oh my god, I loved it so much. It was amazing. It adds so much great variety to this song, and I'm so happy they didn't use it elsewhere, because that would be such an easy thing to abuse. But they only use it here, and it sounds great.
Yeah, Billy kind of goes wild with the vocals in this one, which I appreciate, since he, in my opinion, he hasn't really been doing anything too interesting vocally on this album. I know he goes higher a bit, but in terms of like just performance, I thought it was, kind of maybe not phoning it in, but definitely didn't feel like anything too interesting to me. But I did like it on this song.
Yeah, it's the record scratch is what elevated this song for me. I picked up on it like halfway through, and then I really listened out for it for the last half, and it is expertly done. It sounds so good. And then there's that guitar, those effects that they have on the guitar at 1:40.
Oh yeah, it's kind of jumping all over the place.
Yeah. Overall, extremely tight, strong song, even if it is just like 2 minutes long.
Yeah, it's definitely whittled down, and I think it's good. And he says
for the better that it's shorter. Definitely for the better.
Yeah, true. Yeah. Doesn't overstay its welcome.
Kind of has all this energy in like that one section.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I thought it was one of the better cuts on the album. I enjoyed it.
Jumping to the final track number 10. Somebody else want to try and pronounce this, because I don't know.
Graffatia. Giraffe titty.
Giraffe titty. Giraffe-tia.
Giraffe-tia.
All right, we had a nice break, 2-song break from the 2-1 clapping, but it's back.
It goes around. I'm not even surprised anymore. That's why I like the last 2 songs. It just didn't have that damn clapping.
I didn't even notice it on this one.
It's very subtle.
Literally, it's subtle. It's the first thing you hear in the song.
Oh wait, you're right. Yeah.
I think my brain had muted myself to it by this point.
Literally like it really isn't as big of a deal as Cooper's making it out to be. But
I think it's.
I agree with the sentiment that they are overusing it, but it is by no means detrimental to any of the songs.
I think it definitely breaks them down a bit. I don't know, because I associate clapping with kind of I don't know, like stadium rock, like almost like guitar commercial anthem type thing, right? Which is like anti-punk in my mind, so it like makes a weird like disconnect. Or like, Billy Joel, what are you doing?
Musical cliches, if you will.
Yeah.
Yes, it's a bias, but
We Will Rock You is probably the best example of it.
Yeah.
Great band, terrible song. Just because it's overplayed.
Wait, you don't like We Will Rock You?
No.
I definitely don't like it anymore. It's definitely gets boring very fast.
It's a musical cliche. Once it's been played so many times, it's no longer fun.
Oh, it's not the song's fault.
No, it's not, but it's used everywhere, all the time.
Oh, come on, that was Deacon's one good song.
Cooper,
You gotta give it to
individual song's fault on this album that it's a 2-1 clap?
Yes.
Then?
No, this is Billy's song.
Yeah, it's their fault.
This is probably Trey Cool's idea, let's face it.
What
if we clapped on all of them?
I guess that would be his department, but...
And then he says, that'd be Trey Cool. That's his catchphrase.
But I feel like this links a bit back to 21st Century Breakdown. There's a lot of references to worshipping graffiti, and actually both American Idiot and 21st Century Breakdown. And this town's name is Graffitia. So...
Clever.
The lore.
I thought that was interesting lore, though maybe not as appreciated, because it kind of ties in with the lyrics, how they seem to be worshiping graffiti, like "All souls go to heaven" here.
Mm-hmm.
That's in like the softer bits.
Yeah, well,
the vocals are like only in the right ear.
I thought this one was again very bright, despite the sum of its parts. So grungy,
soft,
bright.
And I liked the piano in this song.
They came back, and I still don't like it.
I think it's a solid close to a short album.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. This is probably the best song to close out with.
And this again, I don't know. I can't remember what music style I felt they were mimicking with this one, but I felt like this was the last of a couple that were trying to mimic older music styles using exclusive grunge techniques.
Yeah, it's hard for me to pinpoint because, I agree. It's hard for me to pinpoint a lot of the songs trying to not be punk, but throwing in punk elements.
Mm-hmm.
Made it very hard to discern what they were trying to mimic. So I had fun listening to that kind of thing.
They had some fun with it, going all over.
Yeah.
Had some fun with it.
Because, after 30 years, you got to spice it up.
Mm-hmm.
I suppose.
All right, so, Matt, what is your favorite and least favorite song on this album?
Okay, my favorite is definitely Take the Money and Crawl, but it's followed pretty closely now by Junkies on a High. My least favorite...
Just to disagree with Sam?
No, that's just it. It's definitely... Junkies on a High is definitely my second favorite song on this album. But my least favorite is I Was a Teenager, big surprise. That song did... It wasn't even trying to mimic anything, I don't think. It was just a song. It did nothing.
Yeah.
It exists.
What about you, Cooper?
I'd probably say I agree that my favorite's probably Take the Money and Crawl. It's very explosive. And I like the energy it packs to a small package. My least favorite probably Stab You in the Heart. To me, it just comes off as cheesy and kind of played out. It's like a tribute to I guess I can appreciate a tribute to a genre that's not really popular anymore. But I don't like that genre, so I don't like this song.
You and your sock hops.
Fair
it's
enough.
Good music, Cooper.
To who? It was good to still be here.
Everyone but you.
It is still here. Green Day just made a song.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
And remember, From Out of Nowhere had a sock hop song on it too.
I didn't
It's
like
coming
that
back.
one either.
Yeah.
It's coming
Yeah,
back.
He's in his 80s.
Coming
He lived
back.
through the sock hop era.
Just to say fuck you, it's coming back.
Yeah.
Man. Father of all sock hops.
And I'm gonna have to continue the trend. My favorite was definitely Take the Money and Crawl. Up to that point, I was kind of like, it's an all right album. But that one was like, yeah, I'd listen to this again. This is a good song. And then my least favorite is going to be Fire, Ready, Aim. It just was bad all around.
You would take well, the question is, I just think I Was a Teenager is just the worst thing on this album. Like even Fire, Ready, Aim, come on while you're working, like your brain would just kind of like jam to it a little just because it's catchy.
Mm-mm.
But I Was a Teenager wouldn't even do that.
So maybe in
you
a
disagree?
vacuum, but Fire, Ready, Aim comes on right after Father of All and reuses many of the same
no, I'm
elements.
saying like let's say you put everything on shuffle and you're
Mhm.
working and listening to music. would you rather have Fire Ready Aim come on? Like you know you're doing work, right? You're half listening, half doing work. Would Fire Ready Aim be better, or I Was a Teenager?
I Was a Teenager because the chorus is actually really good.
Ooh.
Okay.
And my brain wouldn't pick up on it since I was working. And that was, I did that when I listened to it once. I was focused on something else, and I didn't even notice how long the song was. I was just like, oh, this has got a catchy chorus, but it feels like there's not much else.
Yeah, I also didn't notice how long that song was, honestly.
Yeah,
I just knew I didn't really enjoy it too much.
But I will say, I think it's better than Fire Ready Aim.
I would say that enough. Stab You in the Heart is worse than both of them.
All right, shut up.
That's the fact.
All right, well, let's jump to the final ratings then.
Oh, Matt, would you like to explain the rating system?
Oh, right,
sure
we gotta
thing,
do that.
Cooper. You got the 5 car things because we know about the cars, automobiles. There's a scrapyard, the lowest of the low, ew, gross, yuck, give me more, I mean don't. And then there's it goes all the way up to showroom, which is the pristine condition. You show it off to everyone you know and love, and even the people you don't love.
Or no.
Or no. And then Fixer Upper is just in the middle, like, yeah, this exists. I wouldn't be upset if it came up.
And we, as always, we go a bit high or a bit low depending on the mood. And everything, I think, has been shifted up since we listened to Imagine Dragons Origins. So it's pretty rough to get to Scrapyard these days.
That should be like its own bottom.
That's its own category.
I think we need to make a new category just so we can start using Scrapyard again, because I don't think I can consciously put something there knowing that it's like, well, it's not as bad as that one.
I feel bad for shitting on it all the time if it didn't hurt me so much.
Don't. So what is your rating, Matt? Or should actually, you know what? Let's do us first, because then you can yell at us when you do yours.
Am I allowed to cut you off while you're rating it?
No,
sure.
please.
What's your rating, Cooper?
Oh, okay. My rating.
You're wrong.
Hey, it's a showroom. No, it's I'd probably say like a low fixer upper, maybe high used rental, depending on the day. I don't know. This album's pretty short. It's to the point. It is an overstaged welcome, but there's a lot of cuts on these I just do not care for. I mean, Take the Money and Crawl is pretty good. I like Sugar You. The back half's kind of alright overall, but I don't know. The songs to me come off as a little played out, and a lot of them don't feel particularly full. Of course, I'm comparing this to 21st Century Breakdown, which was a very grandiose album.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like this is a noticeable step down from that. I guess if this is a throwaway album, I can understand it. And it's still got some, fun songs on it. But overall, I definitely wouldn't care to listen to it in its entirety again in the future.
Mm-hmm. I'm in a similar vein. I'm actually the high used rental, so I'm the bad day version. It's all right. I wouldn't mind listening to it again. Would I choose to? Probably not. And maybe I'm being unnecessarily harsh just today. Maybe I would rate it a low fixer upper another day. But right now, it's got a lot of good ideas that I wish they had expanded upon. It's got some really bad ideas too, but the good ideas are really good. And I wish they had done some more. There was a couple songs that just kind of felt incomplete. There was a couple of placings, particularly Fire Ready Aim right after Father of All, that just, it sounds like a copy and paste of the audio file, and they pitch it up a couple of octaves and then sing different lyrics over the top of it. So it's just a bit weak, I believe, and I think they did throw in the towel to stick it to Warner Brothers.
Warner Records.
Yeah, whatever. Warner Records is owned by Warner Brothers, right?
It could be. I don't know.
It sounds right. Maybe just another game in Warner. What's with all the Warners?
Is he looking it up?
I am looking it up. Warner Records, owned by Warner Brothers? Question mark?
Question mark?
Warner Records Incorporated, formerly Warner Brothers Records Incorporated. So yes, it is.
All right.
What happened to one?
Wait, what happened to one?
One of the brothers. After the accident. They don't like to talk about it anymore.
I guess my rating
Yes.
my rating is a low like new. Definitely had some misses on this in Fire Ready Aim, and I was a teenager, and I do agree with the sentiment that a lot of the interesting ideas could have been expanded on, but I still think how they were executed well. To non-Green Day fans, I can see if you go in thinking this is Green Day, then you're going to be slightly disappointed. But if you're a Green Day fan or non-Green Day fan, you go in just like looking at it as any other album, you'd say it's probably all right. So, Fixer Upper or whatever. As a Green Day fan, you go into this, you'd probably be disappointed, like extremely disappointed if you went thinking this was normal Green Day. But if you go in thinking like this is an experimental album, this is extremely fun to listen to with all the new sounds they're throwing in.
What the heck? This isn't Dookie.
Exactly. So that's where I kind of like split it. Just if you're a Green Day fan, you'll probably enjoy this. And if you're not, then you'll probably think, yeah, this is something. All right.
It's something for sure.
I'd say to give Green Day a round of applause, but it seems they brought their own. Oh, Matt.
Good.
Yeah.
And I'd like to submit a little addendum. Warner Music isn't owned by Warner Brothers anymore. They sold it in 2003.
Oh, well.
I apologize.
Well, there we go.
So you lied to the people.
I was incorrect. It was owned by Warner Brothers for about 100 years before that.
Wait, who they sell it to?
I think it's just a public. They just released it.
Oh, they just cut it off.
Yeah. I take it back. It was founded in the 30s, so not 100 years, but it's been a while.
That's when Billy Joel Armstrong was born, right?
The 30, yeah. That's why he wanted to do sock hop, Cooper.
It reminded him of his youth.
You realize you're half his age, right?
I know. I'm just joking around.
But that
just poking a little fun.
That is the full review of Father of All. A little bit more heated in sections than normal. High tensions, of course. Whenever sock hop's involved, Cooper gets a little feisty.
It gets me hot under the collar.
And whenever Green Day's involved, Matt's even more feisty.
Hey, I like to think I kept it subdued.
He was civil.
For most of it. There were parts where your rage was seeping through a little bit.
Well, just have a better opinion.
Just don't be wrong for him.
Yeah, Chucky's on the high opinion is kind of trash, Sam. I have to agree.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, we're done with the review now. We can stop talking about that.
No.
But you want to get on to the spare tire?
Oh, yeah. Our Lucy's from throughout the week.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. I guess I'll start since I did the review first. I'd have to say my spare tire for this week would be the new Tame Impala album, The Slow Rush. I've always been a big Tame Impala fan. Lonerism is a good album, and I enjoy it immensely. And this is his first album since like 2015. It's been a hot second since he's released something. So it came and it's got some good cuts. Very vibey, very chill. It's something that's a little more electronic, and I'm not going to say vaporwave inspired, but definitely in that realm. And I'd recommend giving it a listen. It's good study music, good reading music. Sam, I think you'd really like it.
I'll have to check it out. My spare tire. Crap. There was one song I liked from my Discover Weekly, but I didn't favorite it, so I don't remember what it is. I've been listening to quite a bit of Hawaii Part 2 again by Miracle Musical as I was doing the drive down. Not been doing as much listening while unpacking, but exploring that discovery queue again, and it's got some hot stuff in it. There was one that I cannot remember for the life of me, but I listened to quite a few jazz songs this week. There's Fantastic Planet by, I cannot remember their names, by Soil and Pimp Sessions.
Ooh,
it's a very good kind of jazz song. A lot of good sax, a lot of good trumpet. And then listen to some Mingus Band. Again, some big band jazz. Just kind of taking it easy.
Isn't Soil and Pimp Sessions the Japanese jazz guy?
I have no idea. I just know that Fantastic Planet was... Oh, don't play music. Was recommended to me, and I put it on my list. But there's a whole album called Planet Pimp that came out in 2008 that I should listen to.
Ooh, I might have to give that a listen too. What about you, Matt? What's your Lucy? Planet Pimp.
Oh, what's Planet Pimp?
It's an album.
By who?
Soil and Pimp, in quotations, Sessions.
Oh, what kind of music is it?
He's a Japanese.
Jazz. Okay.
It's a Japanese club jazz sectant. They are known for their energetic live performances, having coined the term death jazz. Ooh, okay, now I do have to listen to these people.
Man, what is it? There was that other Cassiopeia. Japanese jazz is fantastic.
They have a very good jazz scene.
Yeah.
Anyway, my spare tire is... So other than my usual Dance Gavin Dance escapades, the lead singer of that band was featured on a song that came out I think it was recently. It's called Silver Tongues by I the Mighty. And it's a very interesting song lyrically, and I think it's overall... the song's good. Lyrically, it's interesting, and both singers, the main singer and the featured artist, sing high notes extremely well, and it just sounds really good to hear them side by side.
Silver Tongues.
Have to check it out.
I Mighty. All right. What is I the Mighty like? What kind of band is that?
Oh, I mean, I've only listened to that song by them. I describe it as like maybe pop rock, alternative rock, pop rock, I guess.
Try and make it as absurd as you can.
Huh?
Come up with the most absurd name for
garage, alternative lifestyle with a hint of jazz.
I have inklings of third wave neo fusion soul ska. Oh, there we go. I'll have to check those both out. A little bit of pop, a little bit of jazz.
Yeah, we need to branch out into non-lyrical albums here soon and do maybe some classical, maybe some jazz. See what's
I suggest the Violet Evergarden OST.
All right, Matt.
Okay. Anime is not music, man. I'm sorry. It's been decided.
Anime is people just like you.
That's no.
All right. Well, thank you all for watching this episode of the Audio Shop Podcast. If you're just now tuning in and you like what you hear, minus Matt, you can go to the little picture of Jeff Lynne in the Twitch cards now, and click that, and it'll take you to the YouTube channel where all of the past broadcasts are uploaded. And if you're listening to this on YouTube, usually every Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern, we do this live. If you'd like to be in the chat with all the people chatting around.
And one of our followers, Perk523, brings an excellent point. What if you only like Matt? Well, you can follow me at
Matt. No, he isn't like himself.
twitch.tv/Protoswarm, or you can find me on Twitter under the tag Protoswarm.
Follow his channel for Green Day, video 24 hours. Oh.
And listen to Green Day 24/7 and like anime. So if you like anime and video games, or
Green Day.
Both and Green Day, talk to me, because I need friends that like the same things I do.
And where can they find us on Twitter, Cooper?
And they can follow us at Twitter at AudioShop14. We'll keep you updated with the next album we're going to listen to, and the time and date, which is usually just Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern.
Although sometimes it gets canceled due to unforeseen circumstances.
outside our control.
Like getting invited to a Super Bowl party by your grandmother. I'm not going to say no to that, so it's canceled.
But yeah, so join us
Oddly
again.
specific.
Yeah.
Because that's what happened 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, so join us again next week whenever we decide to review another album. To be determined.
TBD.
TBD. TBK.
Never heard of them.
Well, thank you all for listening, and we will see you next time. And thank you for joining us, Matt.
Thank you, Matt. It's always a pleasure.
Thank you,
to have
Matt. Oh, thanks, guys. It's fun.
See ya,
And
shoppies.
I get to vent a lot. It's great.
Get to yell.
It's healthy.
Goodbye.
Clap, clap, clap.
You gotta do that. The 2-1 clap.
This is my hell.
All right, goodbye.